You're watching Krueger Nation Horror Movie Reviews. I'm Johnny, and tonight we're changing the name to Cougar Nation Horror Movie Reviews. Although we're not really reviewing any horror movies. Tonight we're going to take a look at some women from the genre and decide whether or not they aged like a fine wine or they aged like a nasty cheese. First up, we're going to talk about Cassandra Peterson. You may know her as Elvira, but I always preferred her as Cassandra Peterson, you know, out of her clothes. That didn't come out right, but you know what I mean. I really feel that a picture of her from back in the day and a picture of her now, she really aged awesome. I mean, she looks really good, you know. I personally think Cassandra Peterson looks just as good as ever. Alright, next up we're going to talk about Caroline Williams from Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Fuck the phone. I never found Caroline Williams to be super hot in Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. So when I met her in person in 2009, I was actually shocked at how cute she is now. She's actually a really, really gorgeous middle-aged woman. Next up is Dee Wallace. You may know her from movies like The Howling, Cujo, Critters, E.T., The Hills Have Eyes. She's a genre favorite. Dee Wallace Stone, she was always pretty cute. But I have to say, you know, after some reevaluation of some photos, not as cute as she used to be. You know, but she's getting old, you know, so can't hold that against her. She's up there. Next up on Cougar Nation is Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, 3, and 7. She played Nancy Thompson. And in my opinion, she was never the most attractive chick, but I feel that with age she does get better looking. I thought in Part 3 she looked better than Part 1, and I thought in Part 7 she looked better than Part 3. Seeing her now in the behind the scenes photos from Never Sleep Again, I think she's actually really, really cute. Next up is a favorite of mine, Linda Blair from Exorcist, Hell Night, Roller Boogie, freaking Savage Streets. This is a woman who was very, very pretty back in the day. Very pretty. And I actually like the fact that she had a little bit of meat on her bones. And after meeting her recently, I can honestly say she is super freaking hot right now. So, Linda Blair, just put a little bit more weight on so you're not twiggy and you're hot. Lisa Wilcox from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 and 5. What's that name again? Lisa what? Cox. In Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 and 5, she was just kind of, Just a little bit. Now, seeing pictures of her, and knowing that I'm going to get to meet her at a convention, she's very hot. Just a little bit. Next up, Jamie Lee Curtis, who I find to be a little bit attractive now, but way more attractive back in the day. And I know what you're thinking. She looks kind of like a transvestite, you know, has a horse face, stuff like that. But you know what? She has huge titties. So the thing with Jamie Lee Curtis is, you know, she's never been super hot, and I don't think she ever will be, especially now that she's hawking Activia. But one thing is for certain, she will make sure that you are plenty regular. Amelia Kincaid from Night of the Demons Part 1, 2, and 3. She was never really that attractive in Night of the Demons Part 1. In Part 2 and 3, she was alright. She wasn't bad looking at all. I don't know if in Part 1 she was going through an awkward phase or what. You know, she was kind of weird looking. But seeing her recently, it doesn't seem like the same person at all. She's very much into psychic animal talk. Yeah, she's a psychic animal communicator. But I will say this, I think she's more attractive now than she was back in the day. And I don't generally like blondes. Next up is Virginia Madsen from Zombie High, Candyman, and The Prophecy. She's always kind of had it going on. You know, she was pretty cute back in the day. But if you look at her now, she's pretty banging, man. Especially in this area. The next lady I'm going to talk about is a badass mofo freaking horror queen, Linnea Quigley. She's from movies like Night of the Demons, Return of the Living Dead, freaking Silent Night, Deadly Night, and probably about 100 other movies. She actually was one of those chicks who never argued about taking her clothes off, and she was really, really hot. In recent years, she's not the same woman, but she's very attractive still, and I hear a lot of people say that she's, you know, gross and old, but I think she's really cute still, so. Linnea. Next up is Amanda Wyss from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. She's also in a new horror movie called The Graves, and back in the day, she was alright, she was pretty cute, but I'm not really big into the whole blonde with the bob thing going on. I saw her a few years ago and I thought she was really, really hot, especially now. And then I saw her a couple months ago and it looked like she had some plastic surgery done to her face. You know, she had the whole hot dog lip thing going on. And last on my list is Shawnee Smith from Saw and the Blob. Now back in the 80s, she was really cute, man. She was an attractive lady. But nowadays, she is super hot. Hotter than she's ever been in her entire life. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there right now. We forgive you, Shawnee, for doing Becker. That show sucked, and we know it. And we know you apologize. You apologize to all of us for how shitty that show was. And Ted Danson, he's dead to all of us. So don't worry about that. He don't have to apologize because he's dead. Anyway, Shawnee Smith, I salute you. You are freaking hot. So that wraps up my Cougar Nation special. And I'd like to give a shout out to the following future Cougars in the horror genre. Danielle Harris. Diora Baird. Jordan Ladd. Sherry Moon Zombie, Angela Bevis, Catherine Isabel, Aja Argento, and Shannon Elizabeth. Also, if there are any ladies I missed on this list, or if you agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below. I'd also like to mention that I'm the co-host of a horror podcast called Cadaver Lab, so go to www.cadaverlab.com or go to iTunes and type in Cadaver Lab in the search and subscribe to us on there. Every 2 weeks we'll bring you a new show. It's me, Mike, Steven from JFMP, Gray from the Dark Hours podcast, and Aaron from It Came From the Public Domain, and we're going to bring you the best fucking show ever. So until next time, Krueger Nation, peace.